Government claims that the 40 square miles of land under dispute in Rwamwanja, Nkoma sub-county, in Kamwenge District, was gazetted as a refugee settlement camp in 1964. The land was initially occupied by indigenous Batoro community and Tutsi Rwandese refugees for over 30 years, until the 1994 when majority of the Rwandese returned to Rwanda after the genocide. The government says there are new refugees entering Uganda from the east of the Democratic Republic of Congo who need to be resettled. It is estimated that since November last year, a total of 5,600 refugees have crossed into Uganda from Congo. They are entering Uganda through Bunagana, Busanza and Enteko borders in Kisoro district. But the government plan has met stiff resistance from Kamwenge leaders. The area MPs are petitioning Parliament, accusing the Disaster Preparedness Minister, Dr. Malinga, of ignoring the President's directive to settle the matter without any eviction of indigenous Ugandans.
When asked about where the refugees would be resettled, given the fact that the whole land was occupied, and how the President's directives would be treated, he said that the issue of the President's directives and the problems associated with the land would be sorted later after refugees have been settled. He threatened to use force to implement the plans of his ministry.
They appeared today before the Parliamentary Committee on Presidential Affairs to lodge a petition against the ultimatum issued by Dr. Malinga for the 10,000 Ugandans to vacate Rwamwanja land by Monday next week.
Honorable Malinga should desist from his threats of forceful eviction and should be held responsible for the current woes, including the loss of life so far in our area.
And these issues which have arisen, the minister taking action to go and evict people forcefully, it tantamounts to tainting the image of the presidency.
How do we really give priority to refugees and despite our own people?
If we discover that he is actually answerable for any death that has occurred in that place, we will ask him to take political responsibility and leave that ministry. We have other people who are ready to protect our citizens.
The MPs also tabled letters of the former Prime Minister Apollo Sibambi and the former Vice President Professor Gilbert Bukenya, halting plans by the Disaster Preparedness Ministry to evict locals from the said land. This eviction tension has already caused death of one Alphonse Ntezirayo, who was murdered by the local people on the 1st this month. A statement by Dr. Malinga on the influx of the Congolese refugees was blocked by MPs this afternoon, saying the matter was being investigated by the Parliamentary Committee on Presidential Affairs. The minister's statement, a copy of which was obtained by NTV, reiterates that the government will go ahead and relocate the refugees by Monday next week. Dr. Malinga has warned that the current occupants, whom he says are utilizing the land illegally, should leave immediately. The eviction threats come a week after police evicted 15,000 people who had occupied government land in Sembabule district. Jingo Francis, NTV, Parliament.